Now, my first guest. Well, this afternoon he is probably best known as the frontman of the band Wet, Wet, Wet. But of course, Marti Pellow has many other strings to his bow, including a very successful solo career. His brand new solo album, called Mysterious, is set for release next week, and the first single from it, Sound of My Breaking Heart, is out now. Well, yesterday I caught up with the man himself. Marty, it's good to talk to you again. How have you been keeping?
I've been keeping great, I'm keeping good, I'm taking deep breaths in and there's no sharp pains, which I always think's a bonus.
That's a good thing. Of course now, not only am I talking to Marti Pellow, pop icon, Marti Pellow, frontman of Wet, Wet, Wet. Aye. Marti Pellow, star of West End musicals and films and stage plays. Sure. I'm also talking to Marti Pellow, star of Glasgow's Christmas pantomime last year.
Absolutely. Aye, this is my second, I dipped my toe into that. That was my second time doing it. Oh, and you know what, Jerry, I thoroughly enjoyed it. When I was growing up as a kid, I would be, when I was lucky enough to be taken to the theatre, it was my first ever experience was of panto when I went to see Stanley Baxter.
Yes.
And it was such a phenomenal production. And this year I worked for my good friend who puts on a lot of pantomime shows. He works for a company called Kudos. And I had worked with him before. I did Witches of Eastwick for Michael before, and he's been saying to me for years, "Come on, Marty, give it a turn and give it a try." And I thought I wasn't very too sure about how it would work out for me, but I was lucky enough that I did most of the score for the show, and that gave me my into it. So I wrote most of the songs for the characters.
Right.
And it just made it a little bit more meat in the bone for me, and it was great because there was places I could go there as a songwriter that I couldn't in the pop world, if you like. It was a great challenge. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's not quite, though, what we're used to seeing you doing. I'm thinking of your roles in the likes of Blood Brothers or Evita or Chicago or whatever.
Sure.
But you enjoyed it.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I got voted the most scariest villain in panto. Now that will go beside my Ivor Novellos and my Brit Awards, and it can sit up there beside it. I think it was such a magical. Christmas is anyway, and when you become part of someone's Christmas, and you're woven into the time that it is, it's special. The kids, you can see the kids coming, and I'd like to say it's the first time I've been booed on stage, but it really isn't.
It appeals to your sense of humour, does it not?
Oh, it really did. It was great. It was fantastic. Loved it.
Besides the panto, you also managed to fit in a 16-date sellout arena tour with the Wets at the end of last year.
Sure did.
So we're not to write off the Wets yet, are we?
Oh, not at all. And recently we just won an award there from the SE, the Old Odyssey, the Belfast, the venue there.
Yes.
Has been we got an award from them. The Belfast people came out and voted as their favourite live act of 2016. And I think that's a testament to because the fan base we have and the love and passion they have for our music. So I'd like to, we will be making new music, that's for sure, and purely for the point of view, it'd be great for us to see where we are as songwriters as we enter into our 50s now,
I feel it in my fingers, I feel it in my toes.
How often do you get together nowadays in the year, for example?
As much as we can, everybody has little projects that they're doing, but we like to come together, and our music is usually a byproduct of our friendship.
Yeah.
Which is different.
Yeah. 35 years ago since you were formed, isn't that right?
350 years ago.
Wow.
350 years ago.
I bet you never thought that you'd still be playing the sellout tours today, did you?
Well, I think that, no. We certainly dreamt about having a career that would have longevity and a career that would take us around the world on a song. And I'm lucky enough that I'm the type of artist that have a fan base that afford me that luxury. Now, whether or not that's starring in Candor and Ebbs musical in Broadway or doing Wally Russell's Blood Brothers in the West End, it doesn't really matter. They come out and support me because as I grow as an artist, Jerry, they come on board and support me, and I'll be forever indebted to that.
And well, we say you've been 35 years on the go, but the fact that the pop world can be so fickle, was that part of the reasoning behind you diversifying into musical theatre?
I'm not that smart, Jerry. I really am. I would like to say yes. I think it was, I was doing a night for the Teenage Cancer Trust in the Royal Albert Hall for Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey. They do a wonderful charity, and they asked me to come and sing some songs songs. I can do that. And it was for a great night for their cancer charity. And on that night, there was a couple of producers in the audience who saw me singing with a guest I had on, which was Ruthie Henshaw.
Yes.
And she had just come back from starring in Chicago with Uta and Broadway, and they saw me singing with her, and someone had the bright idea that maybe I would be quite good at this musical theatre. And they came back and asked me if I would like to do it, and so instantly fear entered my stomach. But I went and I saw the shows, and I got access to wonderful, talented individuals who nurtured me and walked me through the whole thing, and it was brilliant.
Were you a fan of musicals before that?
Only by sitting on the couch on a Sunday afternoon watching them with my mammy.
Yes.
But I was never one for, jazz hands and, a wee bit of tapping.
Well, look, that's all part of the rich life that you lead, Marty. You're starting off 2017, brand new solo album, brand new single and a tour. Excited about all this?
Look, you know what, Jerry? I'm happy to be working with, doing stuff that I'm passionate about. And still you can have a childlike quality about my enthusiasm towards what I do. I really do. I'm happy to still be getting away with it. I enjoy it with a passion, and people are still coming and enjoying me as an artist, and so I couldn't ask for anything more. I really couldn't.
The album is very special to you, though. It's called Mysterious. And it's special not only because you wrote it, but you also managed to surround yourself with what was really a wish list of some of the world's greatest musicians.
Well, it really was, because when I went to Los Angeles to make this album, I knew that I would have a stellar cast to draw from there. And, some of the writers that I worked with, like Ali Willis, who wrote Boogie Wonderland or September for Earth, Wind and Fire.
Yes.
And she had a big hit with the theme tune for Friends also, so I mean, she's a wonderful lady and a beautiful songwriter, and so I was getting access to these type of writers. I was working with a lot of the Quincy Jones band or Stevie Wonder or Michael Jackson's players, and and I'm bringing them together to play on my music was special. But I mean, they knew who I was, but I never thought, and when I was sitting round the breakfast table thinking, wouldn't it be great to have the Tower of Power blowing their horns on this track, and if we could get Freddie Washington on bass here, I knew he was out with the Steely Dan boys, but it would just be great if he could play. And when I lifted the phone, they came and played. And it was so for me it was a bit like a kid in a candy store, because I'm kind of laughing here because I've got these guys in a room all together playing my songs.
Is that why you said that this is the album you've been waiting your whole life to make?
I think it is because it had been living inside my head rent free for so long that I thought it would be. It took me X amount of years on the planet to be able to know how to go about to achieve that craft, to be as a songwriter, to be able to know how to set up your stall there, to be able to write in a certain way and be able to achieve it. So I've been sharpening my pencil for a long time.
Yeah.
And to get the guys that played on some of the records that were a big inspiration to me is phenomenal, because it's not a pastiche record or me trying to re-emulate.
But it's you back to your roots in many ways, though, Marty, is it not too?
I beg your pardon?
It's you back to your roots.
Oh, very much so. It's me singing songs that that give me a great sing. It's got a groove to it. It's funky. It's soulful. It's all the things that I enjoy, not in doing as a singer, but in other artists. So for me, it was a very enjoyable journey, and still is.
I'm going to play the single, which is called Sound of My Breaking Heart, in a moment or two. But I believe you're also working on a Celtic musical.
Oh, yeah, Jerry, I am. I always looked across the pond for my influences. Be it, music that I mentioned, be it Earth, Wind and Fire or Chic or, Al Green, Carla Thomas. I loved a lot of soul music. Loved it. And I had so much soul in my own doorstep. And what I mean by that is when I was growing up, my grandfather would tell me little stories, folklore stories, and we'd always have people playing either the squeeze box, or somebody would play the pipes, and when we were growing up, and you'd get a sing song. And I kind of took that music for granted, and I wanted to write a musical that embraced my heritage And so I've been working on that now for a couple of years, and it's coming together quite nicely. And I might have employed some of the good Dubliners and some musicians from Belfast also to come and do some work on it, because us Celts, we're everywhere.
We've got to stick together.
We've got to stick together, and I think it's important because we're all being inspired, and we're all dipping into the same well. Because it never ceases to amaze me when I go and I'll be working with some Celtic musicians and saying this is a Scottish a traditional Scottish song. I'll need to stop you there, Marty. I think you'll find that song's an Irish song. And so we're always it's always a standing joke. Everybody claims the good ones.
Which beggars the question, and I'm not going to mention the venues on the tour. Yeah. Because I see Belfast and Northern Ireland is not included, Marti Pellow.
Well, I'm no ready for use. I'm using this country here as a stepping stone. I want to be all singing, all dancing. I want to have my act together when I come and visit you, because the bar is set.
Marty, it is great to talk to you. Great to hear you in such great spirits. Can I wish you well with the new album?
Thanks very much,
and
Jerry.
The new single. The single's called "Sound of My Breaking Heart," and it's coming out on the 10th of March. Am I right?
You can get the single now, and the album's out on the 10th of March. And let me apologise up front for not coming to visit you on this leg of the tour, but I can tell you this, Belfast, I'm a coming.
You're a coming. Marti Pellow, thanks very much. This is Marty's brand new single. It's called "Sound of My Breaking Heart." Thanks, Marty.
God bless.
It's a all day, all night, big city. Don't chat so loud. We got fast times, headlines, it ain't pretty. Ain't no turning it down. Freight train, jet planes, and the sirens filling up my head. But I won't trade that for the silence of my empty bed. The sound of my breaking heart. I don't wanna hear. No, 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 no. There ain't no pity here in the city. By the sound of my breaking heart. This town's no place for whispers. Ain't what it's all about. That's right. When the pain inside gets louder, becomes a drowning out. To let the city take over, louder than thunder. Maybe then I can pretend that I can't hear the cries and the tears and the whys and the world with the pain and the rain. The sound of my breaking heart. I don't wanna hear. Sound of my breaking heart. No, 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 no. There ain't no pity here in the city for the sound of my breaking heart. Lord, the sound of my breaking. I don't wanna hear. No, 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 no. There ain't no pity here in the city for the sound of my breaking heart. I remember when my heart it used to sing, when the sweetest of sounds was your name. I remember when we used to